Welcome back to the show, everybody. We got these headlines. Oh, my goodness. African president issues warning of a U.S. dollar dump. The de-dollarization continues, and the IMF, and so much more. And how about XRP poised for a breakout again? Somebody roll that beautiful intro.
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. You can follow us on TikTok, YouTube, and Twitter for exclusive content. Right now, it's $1.2 trillion market cap for crypto, and the market is off by 0.4%. Good afternoon, everybody. Bitcoin now 27,800 plus. Ethereum 1764 and change. Tether market cap 79.2 billion plus. You know, I feel like Tether could be where they're driving the cattle, that last big corral of centralization and bottleneck choke point, if you will, and we want to keep an eye on it. XRP, we want to keep an eye on too. 45 cents right now. We're up 19.3% on the 7-day. Let's get started, everybody. This here from Jason Cousins from Glint. Guys, if you haven't checked it out, you can buy, save, send, and spend Glint, which is gold. And I'm going to tell you right now, it is amazing. Once you start, you will not stop. This is hashtag GoldFi, ladies and gentlemen. It's not tokenized gold. It's physically allocated gold, and it's your gold. And no one else has figured out how to do it but Jason Cousins and Glint. And once you click the link, you won't stop doing it because it is a remarkable feeling, especially in a moment like this. USD's reign as a global reserve currency is dwindling. Banks suffering, affecting the real economy, causing credit scarcity. Gold's role increases. U.S. faces risk from depletion of financial mechanisms that enables a negative $18 trillion net foreign asset position over 30 years. Click the link underneath the video, ladies and gentlemen. And I tell you, we got more information that could be something imminent for the de-dollarization of the U.S. dollar globally coming from the African president out of Kenya. You're not going to believe what you're going to hear here, but let's get on this right quick. XRP becomes the largest traded token on Korea's major exchanges. I did go in and read the article, so you don't have to, obviously. And it just says here that it outpaced the largest crypto platform, which is Binance Malta, by 100 million tokens. That's how much is being bought up in South Korea. NASDAQ, if you haven't heard it by now, just want to remind everybody, intends to launch a crypto custody services by the end of June. Look at it. This is not far away, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, we're under 3 months here. We're talking a couple months away, and they're going to be offering crypto services. Again, I say, they're not killing crypto. They're just taking it over. This is the threshold and the moment we have talked about multiple times on this channel where the large, big legacy firms come in and they start to set up shop because they have been watching for more than a decade their customers go across the street and buy this crypto stuff. And now it starts with custody. That is the foundational layer to which you start to build back the new infrastructure inside a regulatory framework. Don't believe it. It's still true. And this right here, breaking, shout out to Michael Branch, give him a follow if you haven't done it. Breaking, just heard on NPR this morning that the IMF, for the first time in history, is loaning money to a country at war. Ukraine. Now, why do you think that is? Since they're about making money at the IMF, do they know something we don't? I don't see them losing money. And you know what, Michael? I don't either. The International Monetary Fund and that amount of money gets a big number, right? We're talking about 4-year financing package worth $15.6 billion lent out by the IMF for the first time to a country in conflict. IMF also says that the risks to the financial stability have increased and are calling for vigilance. This is much the same narrative that we're seeing here at home, to be perfectly honest with you. But let us not forget, a new monetary financial system is coming. Don't believe it, it's still true. Look at this. BRICS, Russia, India, China, South Africa, and there's multiple other nations, and we know Saudi Arabia is in an MOU, a memorandum of understanding worth $15 billion, which means as if the MOU goes well, we're going to join BRICS. And that's a problem because the elevated status of the US dollar comes from the petrodollar agreement. Don't believe that, it's still true. But we have more to listen to and learn from today. This is the president of Kenya, and just days after a Russia-Africa conference in Moscow, the President Ruto of Kenya issues a warning. People holding dollars might go into losses because this market is going to be different in a couple of weeks. Now, I don't know exactly what he's talking about when you hear this clip, but I'll tell you what I'm thinking about before you hear it. I'm thinking about the new payment system and the new system that's been created by BRICS, that they want to create their own global reserve currency inside the coalition. They're basically creating their own payment network, and this speaks broadly to that, to me. That's how I take that. Now, you may learn something else from it or get something else from it, and if you do, please like and comment underneath the video. Take a listen to what he says here.
For the people who work numbers, I am giving you free advice that those of you who are holding dollars, you surely might go into losses. You better do what you must do, because this market is going to be different in a couple of weeks.
Now, what he's exactly referencing there, I don't know. But understanding that we know that Saudi Arabia is working directly with President Xi in China. Look, the components are moving, and they're moving quickly. They're coming together that all spell de-dollarization around the globe. Now, from where I sit, this starts to lend itself to the conversation of a black swan event where XRP is designed to help with some kind of spillover shocks if there were to be some kind of massive monetary event or de-dollarization campaign to go on, which is actually happening to a great degree right now today. Will that be the case? I do not know the answer, but I can tell you this does start to feel like there is something happening. Now, however soon, however long it would take for this kind of a transition, whether this president means that, what we're discussing, or something else, I don't know the answer. Maybe they're going to launch their own CBDC to try to rectify the problem. I don't know what the answer is. But I do know that we should be watching all of these things because I tell you, seeing all of these events that we have discussed over the last couple of years, and certainly even heavier over the last couple months, it makes me feel like something is absolutely taking place, and it would be wrong for us to find all of these events mutually exclusive. That's where I'm at with that. So we're watching closely for more. And speaking of watching closely, XRP targeting 50 cents after a bullish weekly upside. Well, I tell you what, boy, I know everybody out here has been through it. I've been through it with you, and I'm going to stay going through it with you. And I'm here till we land this plane. And I'm excited about all the things to come. I know we're days away, weeks away at best, they say, the legal analysts, from some kind of ruling from Judge Torres in the SEC versus Ripple. And those are the kind of things that if we get a favorable ruling, certainly if it allows for U.S. adoption to continue, whether there's a jury trial or an appeal or what have you, if Ripple can move forward and bring in U.S. adoption, I couldn't even begin to think what the impact on price could be. But let's look at what the technical analysts are seeing here, and they're targeting 50 cents. We know we're at 45. Dark Defender tells us that expect we'll see a touch to 50 cents in days, and staying above it will trigger us to $1 instantly. That would be remarkable. Nobody has a problem with that. Now, all of this is speculative and obviously not financial advice, right? Eggrad Crypto says much the same thing here, but looking at closing above 55 cents on the monthly chart removes the noise and provides crystal clear chart that 55 cents is key from what he's seeing for XRP to blast off. Now, I find a great similarity between 50 and 55 cents in that range there. So I think it's good to get that kind of broad range. However, areas of confirmation we're looking at here refer to the October 27, 2022 post, the Elliott wave, showing the different impulse, wave 1 complete, corrective possibly completed, wave 3 impulsively, possibly started, target, and then it shows it here. It says corrective target gives that, and the impulse target for wave 5. But essentially you're looking at this and looking at XRP price in USD would convert to $7.50 there, and in this one $13. So if we just take a look at this, because he originally did XRP to Bitcoin on the charts, why he did the conversion for us, and I certainly appreciate him doing that. Shout out to Eggrad Crypto for that. But if you can see here, now we're above this wedge, which is quite interesting and does really make you feel like, wow, if we turn that resistance into support, then you could see that wave 3 shoot up, and boy, would that really be something. And then if we pull back, like most things do, you can see there's obviously ups and then pullbacks, right? If we get the up and then a pullback, then another shoot, that might take us to what he's suggesting there from the $7.50 pullback and then the $13. Now, showing this goes into 2024 for this ideal look, right? So that's not until 2024 by the way this chart shows, but timing is always the biggest question with these things, right? And we can't expect Dark Defender or Crypto Bull 2020 or Eggrad Crypto to exactly know any of those things, but what we can do is thank them for sharing what they see with the tools that they have, and we'll pay attention to see if those things either pan out or if they break, because sometimes the actual signals and the charts and the leading indicators actually fail, because it's all about a matter of percentages here. And in here, looking at long term for July 2024, and I wouldn't be pissed off if I had to wait for this till July of next year, and I don't think Mrs. Backup would either. But looking at this scenario that's laid out here with these charting tools and what we see with the lines here, we could be looking at, and again, I feel that the fundamental news from the case would be very supportive for some kind of scenario like this and adoption in the U.S., that we're looking at the possibility of $120 XRP price by July of 2024 next year, if we see that fractal play out and if we see a continued kind of sideways motion, kind of really condensing all that volume all the way up until then. That could happen. We don't know the answer, but that could happen. So all very exciting to me. I think one of the biggest things that I'm so excited about, and I know all of you are as well, is getting a ruling in this case so we can then find out exactly what the facts are from the court and understand exactly what our path is forward from a retail investor perspective and for Ripple as a company and XRP, the digital asset. That's going to do it for me. Not financial advice from me or anyone else. It's just my digital perspectives. I'll catch all of you on the next one.